Welcome to this video, probably the last video for this year, and we want to do a camera comparison, the Vivo X100 Pro against the Vivo X90 Pro Plus. So let's get started. It's nighttime outside and we want to do a comparison between those two camera flagships, the Vivo X90 Pro Plus versus the Vivo X100 Pro. And you can see we have one sensor more on the X90 Pro Plus. And yes, it's not a direct successor, the X100 Pro, it's just a successor of the X90. So we are expecting the X100 Pro Plus or X100 Ultra, if they change their naming scheme, in the next year. Nevertheless, people wanted me to compare the X90 Pro Plus against the X100 Pro. So here you can see the specs, very interesting specs, 1-inch type sensor on both. We have a 3.5 times zoom on the X90 Pro Plus and a 2 times zoom, where we only have a 4.3 times zoom on the X100 Pro. And then we have an ultra wide angle as well, a little bit wider on the X90 Pro Plus, less wide on the X90 Pro. X100 Pro, I mean. Front-facing cameras, we also have 32 megapixels there, and quite interesting, both don't feature 4K recording. Let's go outside. Actually, I'm going back into the future, back into the past to take some videos of the front-facing cameras. Front-facing video, Vivo X100 Pro, only 1080p, 30 frames per second here, and it is a bit of not so stabilized as others, I think. What do you think about this one here? We have a bit of a grayish kind of sky, but the sun is shining in front of me, so I hope that we have a sunny day today. What do you think about stabilization, colors and so on, and HDR? I think it's overblown, the highlights there a little bit. What do you think about this Vivo X100 Pro? 1080p stabilized on the Vivo X90 Pro Plus. Also only 1080p, no full HD. What do you think about the colors, about stabilization and HDR? I think it's also overblown there, maybe a little even more than the Vivo X100 Pro. So what do you think about the Vivo X90 Pro Plus? 4K 30 on the 1-inch type sensor, the same as on the X90 Pro Plus. Here on the Vivo X100 Pro, it's a 1-inch type sensor, so we should have equal kind of competition here. Nice bokeh, how stabilization, how are colors? Is it an improvement over the X90 Pro Plus? Cool thing is we can record 4K 30 and 4K 60. You can switch between all the lenses. So even in this 4K 30 right now, I can switch, not with a slider, just by press of a button, I can switch to the ultra wide angle. Also, by the way, Vivo, if you're able to, just add the button switching to the lenses as well on the X90 Pro Plus, because I got the original S4 beta for the X90 Pro Plus that I'm using here for this comparison, and it is still a slider there for some reason, so not sure why they're doing this. So what do you think about the ultra wide angle here? And of course I can also go during recording, switch and go to the zoom lens if I want to. So let's try to zoom in on my favorite towers there, 2 times, 4.3 times, and then I can go up to 10 times zoom. This is the maximum here on the Vivo X100 Pro. The highlight of the Vivo X90 Pro Plus, the 1-inch type sensor on the main camera. So what do you think about this one here? How good is stabilization? How good are colors and HDR? And of course, during recording I can switch lenses, 4K 30, can go to the ultra wide angle. And now I'm at the ultra wide angle, as you can see here. This works fine. However, what's not working fine most of the time is switching to the zoom lenses in the normal video mode. So I have to go into Pro mode and select the video mode there, and then I can switch between all the other 2 lenses, like the 2 times optical zoom and the 3.5 times optical zoom. So let's do this. In Pro Video mode I can really switch between all the lenses, so here it should have switched to the 2 times lens and then the 3.5 times lens, and then I can zoom in on my favorite towers here up to 10 times, as you can see here, which is quite close. But I think the Vivo X100 Pro has better zoom capabilities. What do you think? Let's compare the front-facing videos, X100 Pro versus X90 Pro Plus. The X90 Pro Plus is much more cropped in than the X100 Pro, as you can see here. Both can only do both can only do 1080p, not 4K, and we have like a little bit more contrasty look on the X90 Pro Plus, which is quite interesting that we don't have on the X100 Pro. And when we take a look at the detail levels, however, I think the X100 Pro has slightly better detail level there than the X90 Pro Plus. So we can see the X100 Pro here right now, and let's check out the X90 Pro Plus, and you can see, yes, I think very, very equal there, on par maybe. What do you think? Which one do you prefer here in this case? I think you don't see much of a difference. Where you will see the difference is, I think, stabilization, because I think it's a bit more shaky on the X90 Pro Plus, where the X100 Pro is doing a little bit of a better job. When it comes to the overexposure or HDR, both have a similar kind of issue. You can see it's getting a bit shakier on the X100 Pro because I'm taking the stairs there. But let's take a look at the HDR, and what do you see there? Both overblow the sky, but we have a bit of blue there on the side. Might be because it's also a wider field of view on the X100 Pro, but I think HDR is slightly better on the X100 Pro than on the X90 Pro Plus. So overall, I think the win goes to the X100 Pro. Wider field of view, better stabilization, and slightly better HDR, even though only 1080p. When you take a look at the main camera videos, the X100 Pro seems to have a little bit less contrast, where the X90 Pro Plus has a little bit more contrast, dull colors. Look at the green grass there in the background, compare it with the, of course there's a little bit of light shining there, but still it's a different kind of, more punchy kind of color on the X100 Pro. Take a look at the detail level. Quite nice background blur, I like it. Sharpness on my face is also good, but not overdone. And compare it with the X90 Pro Plus, you can see it appears to be sharper because it's like more contrasty on my face, and I like it, but it seems a bit busy kind of background that we have there. And when it comes to stabilization, I think both are doing quite a fine job. I don't see much of a difference there in terms of stabilization. It might be that even the X90 Pro Plus is a tad wider there in video than the X100 Pro, which is quite interesting. What is also quite interesting, when we go and switch to the ultra wide angle, we have like a button there where we have a slider on the X90 Pro Plus. And here I don't even have to show you more, but let's go slightly bit further there. The X100 Pro is just the winner. Look at the X100 Pro's image there. And look at the completely over sharpened and HDR-ish, completely weird looking and noisy already looking X90 Pro Plus. So yeah, that's definitely a win for the X100 Pro when it comes to the ultra wide angle. I have to switch to another video for the X90 Pro Plus, because we have to really switch to another mode for it to be able to record something. You can see also the color difference here with the, what is it, I think 2x zoom, a lot more sharpening applied on the X90 Pro Plus, a little bit more contrasty kind of look on the X90 Pro Plus. And when we go in and go to the 10x zoom, this is what you can see there. And now let's take a look at the X100 Pro. What you can see again, way more contrasty kind of look on the X90 Pro Plus. Everything a bit darker there, and my little baby's throwing out my headphones. And what we have here is, it appears to be a bit more detailed on the X90 Pro Plus, because we have a little bit more of those contrast. But when you take a look at the noise level, that's much noisier as well. Might be due to the aggressive sharpening that we have and contrast, where the X100 Pro seems a bit smoother, but also if I just play it back, you can see less processed looking, less artificial looking. So I would give this the win to the X100 Pro, because I don't like this ultra wide angle so sharpened up on the X90 Pro Plus. The main camera sensor has much too much contrast on the X90 Pro Plus, where it's much cleaner looking on the X100 Pro, and the zoom looks a bit more natural on the X100 Pro as well. So that's definitely, in terms of video, a huge win for the X100 Pro. Great progress by Vivo. Let's take a look at the photos. On the left is the Vivo X100 Pro, on the right is the Vivo X90 Pro Plus. So what you can see here is a different kind of rendering and different kind of image processing that we have here. Both are on the same profile, but we see the higher contrast on the X100 Pro, where the X90 Pro Plus has less kind of a contrast. And when you zoom in, what you will notice also is that there appears to be a little more details on the Vivo X100 Pro than on the X90 Pro Plus. This might be due to the higher contrast and a little bit more colors, but you can also see that we have like this, for example, out of focus here. This looks also not completely sharp, where here this is like in focus, it's looking sharp, and both, by the way, using basically the same lens, 8.7 millimeters, which is like 23 millimeters in 35 millimeter terms, and f1.8, both using roughly the same shutter speed. No, it's a different shutter speed. So we have 1/1300 here and 1/241, but they're using the same ISO. So very interesting kind of shot here. So where we can see this is like looking weirdly blurred, and here it is nice and sharp. And yeah, cars are looking fine as well. And the colors here are also a bit different, a bit warmer on the X100 Pro, a bit cooler, less aggressive maybe on the X90 Pro Plus. And what I also notice is, maybe this is more sharp here. So it could be that instead of focusing on the background, it's focusing on the foreground here, but it's also not 100% sharp, this foreground, which is also a bit weird. So we have some weird quirks with the X90 Pro Plus there. Ultra wide angle, same kind of thing that we can see here, much more contrasty look on the Vivo X100 Pro. The X90 Pro Plus, however, has a wider field of view. It's not by far or by much, as you can see here, 14 versus 50 millimeters. But yeah, f2 versus f2.2, ISO roughly the same, and the shutter speed roughly the same. When we take a look at the detail level, however, again, more contrasty look, but I think I see a bit more details on the X100 Pro already here with those little tiles that you can see there on the balcony. It's also visible on the X90 Pro Plus, but it's not as sharp, not as detailed as on the X100 Pro. You can see also here the rendering addition and how colors are like shown. As you can see here, the X100 Pro, for example, shows the different colors on this wall, like someone painted over there, or there was something dirty, and yeah, it's a bit, it has this wider a little bit brighter spots there on the side, which are not visible at all on the X90 Pro Plus, because it's like smearing everything together and you don't see those spots there. Also, the sun and the contrast is much more pronounced on the X100 Pro. And yeah, this was just taken a split second apart from each other. So yes, it's a lot duller looking on the X90 Pro Plus for that matter, and a lot flatter looking there on the X90 Pro Plus. I like the X100 Pro's ultra wide angle there a little bit better. Again, the main camera sensor this time shooting against the sun. Very interesting, because here I think the X90 Pro Plus is doing a little bit of a better job in terms of HDR, I would say, preserving a little bit of the details here. But even though it's a bit noisy there, where it's a bit darker here on the X100 Pro, but yeah, there's a little bit more of details there on the X90 Pro Plus. Nevertheless, we have like this more contrasty look on the X100 Pro, and I think it is adding towards a more dramatic look there. And when we take a look at the sides here, what we can clearly see is also that we have a little bit more visible here in the dark shadows, but it's noisier and grainier on the X90 Pro Plus, where we don't have so much noise on the X100 Pro, that's for sure. So overall, I would say, yeah, I prefer the X100 Pro's look a little bit better than the X90 Pro Plus. That is not adding a lot of depth there to this kind of shot, but nevertheless it's a good shot here for sure. But the different kind of rendering, I prefer the X100 Pro a little bit better there. Zoom shots, 4.3 times optical zoom versus 3.5 times optical zoom. Again, a bit more contrasty look on the X100 Pro, a bit more punchy colors there for sure, where it's a bit more dull colors on the X90 Pro Plus. When we zoom in, what we can clearly see is here not a big or a huge difference between those two shots. Very interesting is also to see that we have 12 megapixels versus 16 megapixels. So this is why the angle of view when I zoom into 100% is almost the same, which is quite interesting. So we don't get a more cropped in or better zoomed in image on the X100 Pro because it's only outputting 12 megapixels there. And in terms of readability, I think both are doing a fine job there. In terms of detail levels as well, you can see the color difference, more contrasty look, less contrasty look there. Everything is readable, not much of a difference there in between those two shots for sure. Let's go in, zoom in a little bit more. This is now 10 times zoom. And interestingly enough, here at this 10 times zoom, we have a little bit of a less sharper view on the X90 Pro Plus than on the Vivo X100 Pro. You can see it's also a bit more zoomed in because of the 16 megapixels there. And yeah, the text is a little less readable there. It seems to be maybe slightly out of focus as well, but I'm not sure what the issue is there on the X90 Pro Plus. Here I think it's a huge win for the X100 Pro. Also see like how it's getting a bit blurry on the X100 Pro there, where the X90 Pro Plus is definitely more in focus than the X100 Pro. And then we go to 20 times zoom. Very interesting. The X90 Pro Plus is like catching itself again there a little bit. Like, if you have it zoomed out, at least looks sharper, and then the 10 times zoom. So it might be like some issues that they had. But when you take a look at the text, for example, much more readable on the X100 Pro. Detail levels here also much more visible on the X100 Pro. And overall, I think in terms of zoom, the X100 Pro is winning there against the X90 Pro Plus. What do you think about those samples here? Then another shot here, sun was like shining through the cloudy day. This is with the main camera sensor again. Here we can see again the more contrasty look on the X100 Pro, but it's not by much here right now. And when you go and try to take a look at the detail levels, it's on par. There's not much of a difference. But again, I see a little bit of more graininess on the X90 Pro Plus that I don't see on the X100 Pro. And yeah, here as well, more brightened up scenes, so you can see a little bit more there of those trees now in the water because of high water that we have here in Cologne right now. But in general, I think pretty good. 2 times zoom, very interesting. You can see when I crop into the 2 times zoom and you see the sun rays. I think the better photo is definitely the X90 Pro Plus because I have those 2 birds in there. I think they're seagulls that are in there. And it's a dedicated camera on the X90 Pro Plus, where it's a 2 times crop on the X100 Pro. And when we take a look just at this here, you can see it's not a huge difference. Even I would argue that it's a bit soft getting on the X90 Pro Plus there in terms of details, where it's maybe a little bit over sharpened, but a little more detailed and crispier on the X100 Pro. So also pretty good job there on the X100 Pro. That shows that probably the X100 Pro's approach of cropping in 2 times on the main camera sensor makes maybe a little bit more sense than a dedicated 2 times smaller sensor that we have on the X90 Pro Plus. But what do you think? And then the ultra wide angle, again, very dramatic difference here. A brighter picture on the X90 Pro Plus for sure again. Very soft for sure, where the X100 Pro is a tad sharper there. It's darker for sure as well, but it's also representing more what I saw with my own eyes, where the X90 Pro Plus is like making it a little bit brighter than it actually was. And in terms of detail levels, there you can see also the bridge. It's softer on the X90 Pro Plus all over the place, where the X100 Pro is a bit sharper. And also I think preserves a little bit more details, even though the X90 Pro Plus is a bit brighter there. So brighter doesn't mean always better, especially when it comes to the edges. It's getting a bit softer here, but yeah, it is also very soft on the X90 Pro Plus. Let's go to the edge here, soft, and here as well, soft on both. So both equally bad in that regard. Let's take a look at selfies. Selfies very interesting. Again, a little more contrasty look on the X100 Pro. This is why I get this eye color here on the X90 Pro Plus. It's a bit, yeah, my eyes don't look like this more greenish kind of look there for sure. But yes, they have a bit of bluish gray there, so the X90 Pro Plus may be a slight tad better there in this regard. But when you take a look at the background, you can see the overblown highlight there in the background, which we don't have on the X100 Pro. Also, the bokeh is much more smoother there on the X100 Pro than on the X90 Pro Plus. Do we have any? So this is simulating f2. This is only showing f5.6, so it might be the reason why. Otherwise, normal selfies here. Again, when I crop in and zoom in, you can see much more details, I think, on the Vivo X100 Pro there. So it's a little bit sharpened up for sure, a little bit more artificial. But look at my eye and the details of my eye. The color, by the way, now very, very equal. I think it's a tad sharper there. I would like say that the X100 Pro is doing a slight better job than the X90 Pro Plus in this regard. Both not perfect, but the X100 Pro is a bit better. Now we come to low light situation. Really low light, only one light on, the rest was dark there. And this is a zoom shot, 10 times zoom to see which one is handling this better. The Vivo X90 Pro Plus with the yellow light is making everything a bit too yellowish, where the X100 Pro, this is okay, I would say, in terms of color. They're more realistic towards what I saw with my own eyes. And when we take a look at the text, you can clearly see, yes, the X100 Pro is doing a better job. It might be due to processing, but it's also pretty sure that we have, like with this higher optical zoom, the possibility to get a little bit more information there. And even the upper text is a little bit like broken on the X90 Pro Plus, and it's unreadable down below, where it is readable still on the X100 Pro for sure. So yes, this is a win for the X100 Pro. Ultra wide angle, again, a bit wider on the X90 Pro Plus. And when we take a look at the detail levels, you can clearly see that there's not much of a difference, is there? Not really. It's a bit grainy there, a little bit more grainy, I think, on the X90 Pro Plus than on the X100 Pro. X100 Pro is getting quite soft there, but the X90 Pro Plus as well. White balance is a bit better on the X100 Pro because here's everything yellowish on the X90 Pro Plus, which is wrong. It's getting towards here a bit whitish because there was only this one light was on. And looking at the detail levels there in the background, I think also a bit more contrast again added on the X100 Pro that I like a bit more than this very flat kind of looking X90 Pro Plus. But it's really nitpicking here to see which one is really better. But I see a little bit more details, less softened kind of image, especially here, like on those on the X100 Pro. So it's not by a huge margin, but I think the X100 Pro has a better ultra wide angle than the X90 Pro Plus. Selfies in the dark, quite interesting again, where I think the X100 Pro looks a bit artificial. If I zoom in, you can also see how soft it is and how much less noise it has. The X90 Pro Plus is doing quite a bit of better job there. It's not smoothing my skin face so much as the X100 Pro is doing. And here I would prefer the X90 Pro Plus. Then in the dark, let's take a look at here. And here what I saw is quite interesting because we have, I think, a little bit of better HDR here on the X90 Pro Plus. And for some reason, the Vivo X100 Pro got disturbed and is super, super soft looking here, where the X90 Pro Plus is looking a lot sharper, a lot better. So everything is like a lot better there. And I'm not sure why and what's going on with the X100 Pro. It's super, super soft everywhere. And we are missing details, basically, where the X90 Pro Plus is showing them at night. And quite interesting, zoom, camera, sensor, lens. Also, I think the X100 Pro is winning here in terms of colors, because everything is a bit of greenish looking on the X90 Pro Plus, which is not true at all. It was more like this bluish kind of look. And when you zoom in, yes, we have a little bit of more maybe details on the X90 Pro Plus because it's brightening things up a little bit more and more contrasty look on the X100 Pro, but basically on par there. It's not much of a difference there in terms of detail levels. A bit more noise on the X90 Pro Plus, better calibration there of denoising on the X100 Pro, but that's very, very close. I give it the slight edge of the X100 Pro thanks to the better color management. Outside shot, again, very smooth and artificial looking on the X100 Pro, and I turned off the scan smoothing, and the X90 Pro Plus, I also had it turned off, and the X90 Pro Plus has this HD Plus kind of mode there for portrait and so on, which looks a little bit better. So yeah, I would prefer the X90 Pro Plus there. And that's it in terms of photos. So in general, I think we have a very slightly better main camera sensor. The ultra wide angle, I would give a little bit more towards the X100 Pro. Also in lower light, I think it's a bit sharper, has more details here and there. And the zoom sensor is also a win for the X100 Pro. We get far more details there and a better reach. What do you think? Let's take a look at portraits. The X100 Pro has a bit more contrasty kind of look, a bit more warmish, yellowish, not so much contrasty look on the X90 Pro Plus. The X90 Pro Plus utilizes in this portrait mode its 2x portrait lens, where the X100 Pro is cropping into the main camera sensor. What we can see when I go into 100% view is that we have much more details on the X90 Pro Plus thanks to the dedicated sensor. Otherwise, the detail level is okay on both, I would say. We see a little bit redrawing of my eyes on the X100 Pro, which is much more natural looking on the X90 Pro Plus. Skin color maybe a bit yellowish on the X90 Pro Plus, where the X100 Pro has the skin color more right. When we go to the 3.5x zoom on the X90 Pro Plus and we choose 85mm on the X100 Pro, we have roughly the same kind of focal length. So we have 90mm here and we have 85mm there. f2 and f2.8, quite interesting as well. ISO only 777 and here 1999 because we are using again a crop in on the main camera sensor on the X100 Pro and a bit of computational photography, and the X90 Pro Plus is using the 3.5 times zoom, and of course this 3.5 times zoom is blowing away the X100 Pros. It's astonishing what the X100 Pro at 85mm can still do with a crop in on the main camera sensor. However, it is clear that the X90 Pro Plus is winning. However, when I switch now to the dedicated 4.3 times zoom lens, what we can see here is the less contrasty kind of look, very similar kind of look now in terms of colors to the X90 Pro Plus, and this 100mm versus 90mm. You can see the colors are very, very similar. The detail levels are very similar. However, I think we have a bit more noise on the X90 Pro Plus, and I think a bit more details there on the X90 Pro Plus still in comparison to the X100 Pro. So I'm not sure who said that the X100 Pro is the king in terms of portrait lenses and portrait shots. I don't see that so much, I have to say. It's very, very similar to the X90 Pro Plus at 3.5 times, and I would even say the only thing is like you get more compression and a bit of blurrier background there thanks to it. But otherwise, I have to say for portraits, the X90 Pro Plus, I think with its dedicated 2 times portrait sensor and the 3.5 times sensor is still in the lead here. Let's come to the conclusion and ranking. TLDR, the Vivo X90 Pro Plus gets 4.305 points, where the Vivo X100 Pro gets 4.435 points. So we have a win for the X100 Pro. We have a better main camera quality. My little baby girl is also here commenting with this and seeing this. So we have a little bit of a better main camera photo quality, 4.8 point, where the Vivo X90 Pro Plus has only 4.7 points. I have more consistent photos on the X100 Pro, a bit more contrast added for sure, but the color is a little bit more accurate there as well. Not so much noise creeping in, even though we have almost kind of the same sensor and camera lens set up there. Ultra wide angle photo quality is better on the Vivo X100 Pro, again a little bit more noisy on the X90 Pro Plus, very soft on the X90 Pro Plus and not so detailed. And this is something that we will see definitely here, especially in the darker conditions, where the X100 Pro is simply winning. Also, when it comes towards the edge sharpness, yes, the X90 Pro Plus is worse than the X100 Pro, and the X100 Pro is not great at that. Zoom camera quality is almost on par, but the X100 Pro is better there with 4.3 times optical zoom, especially when it comes to 10 times zoom and beyond. It's just simply mind-blowing what the algorithms are doing on the X100 Pro, where the X90 Pro Plus just cannot keep up at all, which is quite interesting. However, where it can keep up, and this is why it's so close together, is portrait shots. The Vivo X90 Pro Plus is winning there actually when it comes to 2x portraits, and even 3.5x portraits look very, very nice. Where the Vivo X100 Pro, yeah, the 2x portraits look okay, but cannot win against the X90 Pro Plus dedicated camera sensor there, even if it's quite close. And the 4.3 times zoom is for portraits not so ideal, I would say. It's like in terms of quality almost on par with the 3.5 times zoom that we have on the X90 Pro Plus. However, the Vivo X100 Pro wins with a better compression, but I'm not sure if 100mm is such a good photo length for portrait shots. For some people maybe, for me not so much, so where I would see the X90 Pro Plus being better in terms of portraits there. Otherwise, video recording quality is quite good on the Vivo X100 Pro. It's quite poor on the X90 Pro Plus. Actually, I was rating it higher before, but I have to correct this after seeing the very, totally contrasty main camera sensor there. I'm not sure if it got worse with the latest updates, and especially the new Origin OS 4 that arrived for the X90 Pro Plus might have gotten things a little bit worse there. Also, there was some quirks with the camera app and bugs there, I think, still that they have to iron out. But video recording quality on the X90 Pro Plus was not always that great, especially when it comes to the ultra wide angle. So much over sharpening there, and so much over contrasty kind of image there that it cannot compete also with the zoom lens, especially in terms of video recording. Autofocus performance is slightly better on the X100 Pro. On the X90 Pro Plus I always have some weird issue, and I had 2 units actually of the X90 Pro Plus. Both had the same issue. If you put it in the pocket and probably the sensor is not turning itself off or something like this, and you turn the camera on, it's in macro mode. Even if you have macro mode turned off, it's in macro mode. And you either have to toggle the macro mode to auto or on and off, and it gets corrects itself, or you have to force close the camera app and open it up again, or wipe around the camera lens to get it working again. And I thought it might have something to do, so many issues with this, that I thought it might have something to do with the official case that came with this, because if you don't use the case, I don't have this issue. But it's weird actually, because sometimes I have this issue on the X90 Pro Plus, and sometimes it's just going out of focus or focusing on stuff that I don't want it to focus, where the autofocus performance on the X100 Pro was always on point. So X100 Pro is winning there for me. Front-facing camera is a big win for the X100 Pro. This has something to do with the wider field of view that we have there. A little bit more pleasant colors, I would say. And in general, I think HDR is a bit better there on the X100 Pro. The X90 Pro Plus is really poor there. It got a little bit better, but still one of the poorest front-facing cameras that I saw is on the X90 Pro Plus, where the X100 Pro is doing a bit of a better job there for sure. Camera UI is both on par now with Origin OS 4. The X90 Pro Plus, the only thing that's really missing is something that I would put maybe in extra features. Like the possibility to have horizon lock is missing on the X100 Pro that we have on the X90 Pro Plus. So this is something that we have in extra features. Otherwise, the UI is very, very similar. Origin OS 4 improved the UI on the X100 Pro a little bit. It's less kind of cluttered. And we have a little bit of some kind of improvements there. The X100 Pro definitely has the nicer UI when it comes to changing in between zoom cameras, because we have buttons there for video recording, for example. Quite interesting that we don't have on the X90 Pro Plus. Even after the Origin OS 4 update on the X90 Pro Plus, we still have a slider there. Yeah. And this leads us to the ranking, and yes, the Vivo X100 Pro is still on the top together with the Huawei Mate 60 Pro, and the Vivo X90 Pro Plus is down below here, as you can see here, even below the Google Pixel 8 Pro and the Xiaomi 14 Pro and the Galaxy S23 Ultra and the Magic 5 Pro and all the others there. Major issue is not the main camera sensor, which is quite good. Major issue is the ultra wide angle, and I think the piss poor front camera quality that we have on the Vivo X90 Pro Plus, especially when it comes to video, which is like bad stabilization and not so good colors, a little bit too much cropped in for being useful for vlogging. Otherwise, a very good device as well. The Vivo X90 Pro Plus can still keep up, and hopefully with the final version or a new updated version of Origin 4, we get a little bit better video performance again, and I think hopefully also a little bit better of a front-facing performance, if that is even possible with this poor sensor that we have on the X90 Pro Plus. Yes, that's the end now. That's the end now, baby. Yeah. And yeah, the Vivo X100 Pro is the winner here, as you can see. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have some questions, ask them down in the comments. That's everything for this video and everything for this year. Probably my last video in this year. I have to have a little bit of free time now, playing with my baby girl and yeah, partying into the new year. I wish you a very good last couple of days in this year and a very good start into the next year. And yeah, we hear each other next year. Until the next time, bye.